Yo, BC, what's up? Bob here. Welcome to Vinyl Finds on the Bob Bradley YouTube channel. This is number 97. That's right, folks, number 97. I found some records, and we're going to get into those in just a second. But I would like to say it is a stormy Kentucky afternoon. So it's a bit dark in here, but we're going to keep going anyway. Coming in hot from the records on the road trip. That's right, got this at Luna Music right outside of Nashville. Unlikely find, I would say. On Ridin' Easy Records, an autographed copy of Randy Holden, Population 2. That's right. Stoner rock masterpiece is what I would call it. But you can call it anything you want to. Psychedelic, blues rock, heavy rock, early heavy metal even possibly. I think Wikipedia has it as like one of the first doom metal bands. I don't know about that. But this is definitely a really heavy record. Kind of rides the line somewhere between maybe like a Sabbath record and an Evil Cream. You know, it's kind of got some of those Clapton vibes going. Randy Holden, though, is a truly masterful guitar player. Pretty badass. His playing is fantastic on here, and this is a great record. I don't need to say much about that. So many people have already testified to the epic virtues of Population 2. Now, this pressing, on the other hand, by Ridin' Easy on red wax, right, is not without criticism. A lot of people have complained about this version of the record. Yes, I can hear a little distortion on one channel. A lot of it's kind of murky sounding, dirgy, heavy, dark. That said, I've never heard an OG, so I don't know. Maybe when they first recorded it, it sounded like that in the low end. The original pressing is basically unobtainium, so sometimes you just have to get the music on whatever is available to you, and the material on this is so strong it can overcome a mediocre pressing. So Randy Holden, Population 2, absolute smoker. Get it if you see it. Just having Randy Holden's autograph is pretty cool, right? Speaking of smokers, Light in the Attic put this out. This is remastered from the original tape. Betty Davis. Check it out. Yeah, Betty Davis being as funky as she wants to be. Yeah, that's right. With the Sly Stone rhythm section, when you can hear Larry Graham singing on this a few different times. There's some guitar moments on here that are really good. Betty Davis looking amazing. Super funky. You know, they say that if you were involved in an intimate relationship with Betty Davis, that you would receive a substantial funk increase to your artistic output. I would say that funk increase is around maybe 25 to 35%. I mean, have you seen Miles Davis pre-Betty Davis, then after Betty Davis? Have you heard Jimi Hendrix after Betty Davis? Yeah, Band of Gypsies, live at the Fillmore. Check it out. Heavy, funky, out of this world kind of stuff. This record in particular, though, is fantastic. Give you a little shot of the label. It says Betty Davis on it right there. This is a great record. Just top-notch presentation. It's got that nice tip-on jacket. I pressed an RTI from the tapes. Everything about this, awesome. Light in the Attic, they're killing it on these Betty Davis releases. We have a lot to address with this particular record. Big Star, #1 record, right? It's an iconic record. Recorded in Memphis, that's right. Pressed at Memphis Record Pressing. This is a craft recording release. Tip-on jacket, beautiful presentation. This is a fantastic pressing of this record. It sounds amazing. Big Star, legendary band. One of the OGs of the Americana genre, if you will, right? Has these cool aged labels. I bought this in Memphis, and when I got it home, I noticed that if you can see right here where I'm pointing, right, there's a dot. That's a piece of brown junk just in the pressing. It's not going anywhere. Just like a big piece of dirt just stuck in the record. It clicks for about 3 rotations and then that's it. Otherwise, it's an amazing record, right? Perfectly flat, excellent presentation, etc. Emailed Kraft and said, hey, I bought a Big Star record in Memphis and it's got a big piece of junk in the record. And they said, hey Bob, go kick rocks. We're not interested in helping you. Call the record store and see if you can exchange it. I said, I don't live in Memphis. And they said, not our problem. Listen, I love Kraft recording. They just did that Quiet Kenny. I was blown away by it. I love the Chet Bakers that they did. I'm a big fan. I've bought their most of their record store day releases. I love what they do, but they really let me down on that one. That's it. It's three clicks on one song. I can live with it, but you know, every once in a while I get a Walmart gift card, and I don't know what to do with the thing. Like I usually buy some motor oil or something. The Metallica records really opened my eyes to the fact that maybe I need to look a little deeper in the Walmart releases, right? And this one right here is a really fine example of that. The Alanis Morissette Jagged Little Pill record. We all know this record. A big record from the 90s. Now, without going too deep into this, every time a new genre of music comes out, the real people come out first, and then the labels kind of jump on and they create some people. You know, we all know that Alanis Morissette had 2 pop records out, and then they put a flannel on her and just kind of kicked her out onto the stage. They got Flea and Dave Navarro to do the track You Ought to Know. This was a pretty good record, though, through and through. I wanted to buy a couple of these Walmart releases because when I did the research, I found out that this was pressed at Optimal, right? This is one of the actual Walmart exclusive releases, right? Pressed at Optimal, mastered at Bernie Grundman by Chris Bellman, and cut by Chris Bellman. It's on crystal clear vinyl. And you know what? It sounds pretty good. It sounds real good, actually. I can only assume it's probably just like the other release that was out that they say is from the master tapes. Just so you know, Jagged Little Pill was recorded to ADAT. Yeah, ADAT. That's digital analog tape. So from the masters is kind of a misnomer on this, but an ADAT does have tape in it, and that is where the music is stored. So technically speaking, it was recorded to tape. If you don't know, an ADAT looks like kind of like a VCR tape. If you don't know what a VCR tape is, it's a plastic case that held tape that movies used to be on. Anyway, Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill, You Ought to Know, Hand in My Pocket, You Learn. It's got a bunch of tunes on here. No doubt talented, good vocalist, a bit contrived at the time, quite possibly. But still, a cool 90s record to have. Speaking of cool 90s records to have and Walmart exclusives, listen, I've showed this record tons of times on the channel. It's one of my favorite records from the 90s. I wish I would have got both the Walmart exclusives of this record, but I digress. We'll get into that in a second. Stone Temple Pilots, Purple, that's right. Mastered by Bob Ludwig, cut by Bernie Grundman. Whoo-wee! On this blue kind of, I don't know what you call it, maybe a splatter or something. I put this on, Meat Plow comes on, and it is so heavy. And I'm just like, man, this is a fantastic sounding pressing. Pressed at Optimal, again, on 200 gram vinyl, right? Really, really smoking, right? I love this record. I'm a big fan of this record. It's one of the best records of the 90s. If you don't know it, you should definitely get it. It's just Stone Temple Pilots, Purple. Now, Walmart had done an exclusive of Core, and at the time I didn't know that Walmart was taking any care at all in these pressings. I just figured it was like a generic pressing. I didn't know that they were hiring, people like Bernie Grundman and Chris Bellman to do the work. I had no idea. But luckily for me, Stone Temple Pilots Core just came out with a brand new standard pressing. That's right. That is very nice and sounds really good. It's on your typical Atlantic label. The Walmart exclusive Stone Temple Pilots Core is one of the coolest looking records I had ever seen. It's just amazing looking, kind of splattered red record. And it's like $100 now. So I had to, you know, settle for the standard pressing, which is fine. I have no problem with black vinyl. I have thousands of black vinyl records, but I love the Stone Temple Pilots. This is a fantastic record. Now, I like purple a little bit better, but this was a good record. You know, Dead and Bloated, Wicked Garden, Plush, Creep. I mean, there was a lot of hits on this. Cracker Man, Where the River Goes, Piece of Pie. I mean, this whole thing was sex type thing. I mean, this was a real smasher when it came out. These are the first two Stone Temple Pilots records. Super stoked to have them. And all I want now is a really nice pressing of the third one, Tiny Music from the Vatican Gift Shop. Everything else after that will be gratis. Last but not least, if you've been watching the channel for a long time, you've probably seen this one scene, maybe, where I was in a half-price books and that Beatles mono box was right there for $250. But it said on a sticker, missing one record. And I was like, this is way before it became like crazy expensive. And I was like, I don't want to buy it if it's missing one of the records. And I passed on it. And then the thing just went to the stratosphere. And I really regretted it because getting all analog Beatles is virtually impossible these days. And furthermore, mono. I was watching the In Groove. He was showing this. Bam. The Beatles. Mono Masters. That's right. Mono. From the analog tapes. Imagine that. Mastered at Abbey Road from the analog tapes. It's really cool. You know the mono ones because they got this white hype sticker. Now I have started doing something new with my hype stickers. I've been cutting them out, just leaving the shrink on the back, cutting them out very carefully. They tend to stay put. You know, you can't even tell. This is a 3 LP set. It's fantastic. It sounds really great. Two dudes in white lab coats at Abbey Road probably mastered this. And it was pressed at Optimal. It's got your typical Apple labels. Looking at side 4 right here, it has Lady Madonna, The Inner Light, Hey Jude, and Revolution. That's incredible. This is a great set. It is a bit expensive, $60-$70, depending on where you get it. But if you don't have any mono Beatles, you should get it. I do have a very, very clean mono Sgt. Pepper, first pressing, UK. So I do have a little bit of mono Beatles, but not a whole lot. Pretty good little group of records here. Kind of runs the spectrum. Betty Davis, Randy Holden, the Beatles, the Stone Temple Pilots, Alanis Morissette. What? I mean, this is a, pretty good stack. I got a bunch of jazz over here that I got to bust out and show you guys, but it's going to have to wait. It's going to have to wait. Please like, subscribe, tell a friend, leave a comment down below. Until we meet again, folks. That is right. Bob out.